Hi there, it's Aruna. I'm the lead trainer at Young Yoga Masters, and I wanted to walk you through some frequently asked questions about the kids yoga teacher training and the levels of certification available for kids yoga teachers. So let's take a look at the different levels of certification. So yoga is an unregulated industry. And so what that means is that no one can stop you from teaching yoga because of your certification. That being said, there is a governing organization called Yoga Alliance, and they are a voluntary registry of yoga teachers from around the world. So their website is yogaalliance.org. And people voluntarily sign up for Yoga Alliance to show that they have met certain standards as a yoga teacher. And you don't have to register with Yoga Alliance. It's up to you whether you ever register with Yoga Alliance, but the option is there if you take a training with a registered yoga school. If you take a training with a school that's not registered with Yoga Alliance, then there's no way for you to join Yoga Alliance at any point in the future. There are some benefits to joining Yoga Alliance. You get some discounts from different companies. Maybe if you're getting insurance, you'll get your insurance discount from Yoga Alliance. And eventually, if you see yourself being in yoga for a long time, if you want to become a trainer with a registered school with Yoga Alliance, then it really helps to have taken your training with a registered school from the beginning. So oftentimes people don't register with Yoga Alliance until they become a trainer. So it depends on what your goals are for teaching yoga, whether you're going to want to register with Yoga Alliance. So what happens is that because yoga is an unregulated industry, you'll see that there are different levels of certification for kids yoga teachers. So sometimes you can take a module of training or a weekend of training, and you'll get a certificate for 16 hours or 20 hours, whatever you took. And then you'll see a lot of people talking about the 95-hour certificate. So the 95-hour certificate we offer, our training is offered like that. It's 96 hours. And that's because that's the registered children's yoga school. So that's the symbol here, RCYS. That is a requirement for the specialty of kids yoga from Yoga Alliance. So Yoga Alliance set the standard of 200-hour training for adults and of 95-hour training for children's yoga teachers. And then to get the registered children's yoga teacher designation, RCYT, that means you have 200 hours adult yoga teacher training with a registered yoga school, 95 hours children's yoga training with a registered children's yoga school, plus 30 hours of teaching experience in children's yoga after you complete your training with the schools. So if someone says that they are an RCYT, that means that they have done a total of 325 hours minimum training. And as I mentioned before, they have to be with registered yoga schools, or you can't register with Yoga Alliance. So if you're looking for a training, if you're choosing between two and one is a registered school and one isn't a registered school, you might as well go with the registered one because it will give you more options later in your career. So what that means is that the 95-hour children's yoga training is divided into all these different categories, and these were set by Yoga Alliance. And so when you take a training with one school, you can't combine it with a training with another school. And the reason is because how do you know whether you've fulfilled the 12 hours in the general background in the specialty in children's yoga? How do you know that you've done 10 hours of anatomy? How do you know that you've done 18 hours of practicum? When it's all done with one school, that school has planned it out and mapped it out that all these requirements are fulfilled. And so for that reason, you're not allowed to combine trainings from different schools to equal 95 hours. So that happened to me recently. A teacher came and said, well, I already have 20 hours with this training, so I only need to take 75 hours with you. And I had to say, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to accept other trainings because we don't know what you trained in. We don't know if you did any practicum, any anatomy, all of that. So for our school, we're not allowed to combine trainings. That would put our school in jeopardy because we wouldn't be meeting the standard we said we would meet. So that was sad when I had to tell that person no, because then she had to start again with her training and take it all with a registered children's yoga school to get the designation. So that's what we've done with Young Yoga Masters. You'll see we have kind of 6 modules. One is a group of smaller modules, but each one is 16 hours. Times 6 modules is the 96-hour certificate that we offer. And we cover all the different categories in each of the different modules so that we meet the Yoga Alliance standards. And what's really interesting right now is that there is an online training provision because of the COVID pandemic that is brand new. And schools have been allowed to offer the training online. So what that means is that they can offer a blend of what's called synchronous and asynchronous learning. And I'll explain that in a second. Plus, they have to have trainee to content training. So you're learning from the content, plus trainee to trainee training. So somehow you're learning with other people in the course, and plus trainee to your teacher or your lead trainer's contact as well. So we cover that in our training by doing a final check-in with your lead trainer. Plus we offer other things that I'll explain a little later on, but I want to explain a little bit about the synchronous and asynchronous. And let me try to make it a little bigger. Okay, here we go. So synchronous and asynchronous. Asynchronous is learning that does not require real-time interaction. And then synchronous learning requires real-time interaction. So synchronous learning can be a live Zoom, or it could be showing up in person to a live training, or it could be that here's some examples. Live webinars, live chats and instant messaging, live real-time question and answer, live feedback from training, from the trainer to trainee on their video uploads, or breakout sessions with peers facilitated by the trainer and or the faculty. So that covers synchronous training. And the asynchronous training is recorded videos, webinars, video and note-taking, collaborative documents, e.g. creating a sequence together on Google Docs, trainee video uploads, so your practicum training, and self-reflection exercises. So Yoga Alliance has said that you need a blend of synchronous and asynchronous learning. And what they didn't say was how much of the training had to be synchronous and how much had to be asynchronous. So as long as you have some of each, you are covered by the Yoga Alliance standards now. So that really gives you a lot of options to learn the way that you want to learn. So some people prefer live interaction. They want to talk to other people. They want to be the ones playing the games and activities. They want to be the ones asking the questions. And other people don't prefer that, maybe because of their schedule or their personality, whatever it is, they want to just watch the videos in their own time and take the training at their own pace so that they don't have to be there at a certain time. And right now you have the flexibility to do which one you prefer. So that's really nice that people can offer that. So we've talked about how yoga is an unregulated industry. It's a Yoga Alliance is a voluntary registry. So what does matter most about the kids yoga training that you're looking for? What matters is that, do you know what you're doing? And can you deliver a great kids yoga class? I think that's why most people take the training. The certificate is great, but they really want to feel confident and like they know what they're doing. So if you were to get hired for a class tomorrow, could you walk in and know what to do? And that's what the training is all about. And that's what we want to prepare you for at Young Yoga Masters. So I wanted to show you a little bit about how our training works. So right now we're doing the training on Zoom, and our training is live. It's interactive if you choose the live Zoom part. So you'll see here's an example of one of the students in the training, and she's showing a lesson plan that she created to others in the training. She's getting feedback, and there's a lot of interaction. There's breakout rooms, there's talking with your trainer. So that's what you're getting in our live Zoom training. If you are taking the self-paced training, then interestingly, you're also getting a recording of a live training. So in the self-paced training, even though you're not actually participating yourself in the activities, you are watching a live training. So you're still going to hear people's questions. You're going to hear different stories from other trainees, as well as getting the training with your experienced teachers or your trainers in the course. So a lot of people find that that is a lot more interesting than just someone talking at you like what I'm doing now. So you're hearing all kinds of different things in the training. You're also going to observe your trainers teaching children's yoga. So you'll see us teaching on Zoom, and you'll see some videos as well of us teaching live classes when they were in person. And so you'll see children interacting live in person, and that it fulfills the practicum requirement. And then you're also going to connect with your trainers for support with your lesson planning, with your practicum teaching, and your business development. And so this is our 1 hour final check-in. And here I am connecting with one of our students. She's showing me her lesson plans, and we're going over any questions she has in a one-to-one meeting with the trainer, which also fulfills the Yoga Alliance requirements. So we offer both types of training. And the difference is that both types of training have 12 hours of practicum. And this includes you observing your trainers. And it also includes you going out and fulfilling the Yoga Alliance requirement of teaching 4 hours as a lead teacher in a kids yoga class. So we tell you how to do it. We give you lesson plans. It will be fun. You'll enjoy it. But the 4 hours, it could be 4 60-minute classes. It could be 8 30-minute classes. We recommend trying 6 40-minute classes, depending on what time, what age group you're teaching, but you will do whatever works with you. And you don't need to record those classes because we're working with children. There are sometimes confidentiality issues that make it difficult to record children. And so what you need to do is report on your lesson plan for the class and do a reflection after the class. And then we follow up with you, and you will leave a comment on the comment board so that you can read about other trainees' classes. And that fulfills the trainee to trainee element. And you will also, we'll read those before we do our final check-in with you, so we know what you've done. And so we deliver the training with 12 hours of practicum, a 1-hour final check-in on Zoom with your lead trainer. And you have the option to meet your trainer on Zoom during office hours. There's a link, you can book a half-hour time slot during the office hours, and a Zoom meeting a link will be sent to you, and we'll both meet if you have any questions. Plus, we have a monthly teacher check-in where you can meet other people in the training, and we always have a breakout room in those check-ins. With both trainings, you have instant access as soon as you register, and you have lifetime access to the training. In the self-paced training, that means that you are watching 83 hours of the self-paced training. You are watching recordings of the live training that has already happened. If you choose the live Zoom training, then for 60 hours, you are the one coming at the time and date specified. So you've got to show up, and you are the one playing the games. You are the one in the breakout rooms. You're the one, you're not watching, you're participating. And then there's still, though, 23 hours of self-paced training that you can start at any point as you take the training. So you have two options, and you can choose the option that works best for you. They are both priced the same. So I'd love to invite you to join our newsletter. We've got the Essential Starter Guide to Teaching Kids Yoga at youngyogamasters.com. You can see the upcoming dates for our training. You can see any new Yoga Alliance announcements around the COVID online training provisions. Plus, you'll get tons of kids yoga tips, and you will also have access to our monthly kids yoga teacher check-in. And I am here to answer any questions you have. So please feel free to reach out to me. My name's Aruna, A-R-U-N-A, and you can reach me at info@youngyogamasters.com. And I would love to connect with you in the training, whether you prefer the self-paced training or the live Zoom training. We hope that we can give you a training that really works for your life right now, and that will help to bring more yoga and mindfulness to children. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully soon. Bye for now.